And I don't see. Now I don't see the chat for some reason. Let me see if I can get that to come up. Uh, wait. No. Hey, come on. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to make sure that that I can see my chat, and it's not
This is what we would call
showing it.
pagan blessings, isn't it?
Maybe the chat's kind of important in order to be able to see what people when people are asking for requests.
It is very, very, very important.
Yeah. So
I
let
mean,
me.
I would never minimize our chat. Our chat peeps are great.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Enable chat, and it's showing. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Uh. And it's not allowing me to save that. But let me double check here. Uh. Um. So far, it seems to be working. Save. And yeah, all that. Okay, hang on. Well, let's. All right. Okay. Well. Okay, I'm not sure why it is that I'm not seeing the chat.
Do I need to go get my phone and call Ren?
I don't know. Because our illustrious moderator Ren is going to be very busy this month doing things for her clan, for Troth, if you will. So I'm not sure what's going to go on with that. Now I did get some requests that will definitely be reading, from the Facebook group, but I'm this kind of a bummer because that's how we get our fortune cookie requests, and I just restocked the basket of fortune cookies, so technical difficulties strike again.
Yeah, well, I'll have to take one for the team and eat them all.
Do what? And eat them all?
Yes.
Since when do you eat fortune cookies, dude?
If I am called upon by the gods to consume fortune cookies, I shall. Don't take me up on that, please.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, listen, before we get started, I'm going to try one more time to see if I can possibly get this to do. Okay, stream manage. Because this is very strange.
Yes. Most perplexing.
All right. Well, let's try this. Okay. Well, that's strange because it's not allowing it's not allowing anything to pop back up. So I don't really know what's going on. So yeah, guys, right now I'm not able to see what in any kind of chat for some reason. So and I hate that because I like having that interactive function, but we'll just have to go with this, I guess. But I'm glad everyone's here because I can tell I've got folks tuning in right now, and we have our usual folks, and folks like Alejandro and Serrana and Yodi and Sarcastic Tenesis and Lego Fan Guy, and I'm giving you guys all a shout out. And those are the names, and Amin Nacht, and some other folks.
And for the other 10,000 of you that are watching and listening, we love you. We just can't see you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let us know you're here by joining our Patreon page so we can get an accurate head count.
Yeah. Well, we will figure this out, and then of course there's also the Discord, and unfortunately because of the way I have the video chat right now, I can't see the Discord. So that's something else. I don't know. Maybe what I can try to do is pull that up in another window, but
Yeah.
that would take another
Right,
few
right
minutes.
now we're just having technical Discord. That's all.
Yes, the other kind of Discord.
So, folks on Discord, please bear with us.
Yeah.
Be Discordian and forgive us.
Well, and we have a pal who's Discordian, but that's kind of weird, because uh, not all pagan traditions, can are aligned exactly the same way because Discordianism venerates disorder.
Right.
And
we've got some.
Well, disorder is a bad thing if you are Kemetic.
No, it is. I understand.
So yeah,
that.
that's why
I'm
it's
just
kind
asking for some pagan empathy here, Timmy.
Okay, all right. Well, you're about to get some because I have a full vase of water. So we will get to that in just a minute. So now it's entirely possible that what happened is because I had disabled the comments on my last video, it's still disabled somehow on this one, and I may have to go and change some settings. I don't know, but I will try it again and we'll figure it out later. In the meantime, we'll just go with our service. So just so you guys know, on the calendar, that I check, there's nothing going on right now. We're kind of in between spates of big holidays because next week we'll be honoring the feast of Mut of Isheru. We will be, that's also close to the Isis Luminous. And we did that last year, and we had like all the little floating candles and things. So that's a really pretty one, and we'll be doing some more stuff like that. But this week is kind of an in between. So I said, we'll honor our patrons. So you have our temple patrons, Rahoraketi and Sekhmet, and probably also going to read something for Inanna because it's start of Pride Month, and Inanna is one of the deities that is very friendly to gender fluidity and things like that. So there's even references to celebrants of hers cross dressing. So
wow.
Yeah.
Wow, the things you did not know.
Yeah. In ancient Sumer, there were men that dressed as women and women that dressed as men and put on weapons, in festival parades for Inanna. So she's cool like that. So anyway, like I said, I keep looking over to see comments and I'm like, nah, no, it's not showing up. So said I'll just have to keep you guys in our thoughts, and we'll have to there will be plenty of fortune cookies for next week when we get this issue solved. So in the meantime. Alrighty. I can't. This. I honestly can't think of a way to warm it up or something. It's just gonna be that way. All right. It's cool waters are upon my hands. They purify me. His technique purifies me. Hail unto you, Nichiru. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands. Our purity is within our hearts. And we cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure. We are pure. We are pure. We are pure. That is our story, and we're sticking to it. God, and that's right. And my rag for that, my hand towel is on the lamp. I threw it in the laundry. So put that up. There we go. Okay. A little bit of drama. not nearly so much today. Okay, and here we go.
Is the mic even gonna pick you up?
Yeah. I mean, I can see the little button under the window, and it says.
Well, you're speaking louder than you were a minute ago. Just making sure.
It's a good microphone.
Okay.
I mean, remember, this is my lucky microphone.
Okay.
See, we use the lucky microphone for broadcasts.
That's right.
Okay. You know what? So I went to all that trouble to grab my grill lighter, and I actually need a short lighter. Starting to think I may actually have coffee jitters right now because I was drinking some coffee earlier, and I'm not one of these people that drinks coffee all the time and therefore has a tolerance to everything but very high levels of caffeine. So, anyway. I'll see if it shows up on camera or not. Come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
Let's step around this way. The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it.
Receive the light.
Receive the light. The eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra and all of their abodes, till none remain.
Receive the light.
Receive the light. The eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world, to all of our viewers, and we are purified with it.
Receive the light.
Receive the light. And we'll light our candle to second. Here we go. Hail and praise unto you, Sekhmet, the great Eye of Ra, Mistress of Heaven. And here it is. You arise in the Aketis Kepri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra. Hail and praise unto you, O Yunuchuru, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out its fet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us and your strength being within us. I can't have you yawning already. We haven't even gotten to the myrrh yet. Speaking of which, I need to make sure I've got that.
I just need some coffee, that's all.
Yeah, I'll give you the rest of mine. Okay. So I have it ready for in a minute. Mm. Take these, your cool waters, which are the inundation, they may cool your hearts. Oh, you know, these waters are the eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Yunuchuru, that you may be purified with it. We give you incense. We give you incense great purity. Its fragrance is the eye of Horus. Its fragrance comes to you, cleanses you, and adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. This incense is the eye of Horus. Its fragrance comes to you. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, O Yunuchuru. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. Oh, yes. The bread this time is chocolate, but hey.
I don't think they're going to mind.
Right. Well, when you consider that chocolate was originally offered by the Aztecs to the gods. You know, so.
Yeah. I knew this is probably going to steal a piece.
Yep. What's it going to do? Kill him? I doubt it.
But, well, that and peanut M&Ms are a favorite of mine, and I like offering them to Inanna because it's like, you know, here's one of my favorites. Let me give it to you.
Sure, I mean,
so,
nothing says friendship like I love this and you got to try some.
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, that's how 3/4 of friendships start.
Yeah, so so there you go.
And it has always been my opinion that if you enjoy something, their nourishment comes from your enjoyment that you're offering to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here we go. Yes. And our wine. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Yunuchuru. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine and your water. And here we go. Pure, pure is Ra Horaketi within his house. Pure, pure is Sekhmet within her house. Pure the cause of Ra and Sekhmet with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure, for Ra Horaketi, for Sekhmet, and for all of their in need, in every place that their immortal cause dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Horaketi. Come to your body, O Sekhmet. Come to your bodies, O Yunuchuru. Come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people. Raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra and Sekhmet. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them, as it has since the first time. O Ra Horaketi and your son, the Osir Nisu Nebkeperura, your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these your offerings, and receive them from our hands. And now we honor our blessed dead. And we got a prayer request from one of our members on Facebook because she is a friend whose daughter they're taking off life support today. And that's got to hurt. And I also have to include somebody because my great uncle passed away this week. And he was the other black sheep of the family. So, because everybody on my dad's side of the family is Catholic, but he was kind of agnostic and nobody else liked that and they didn't really want to admit it, but he was. And he was never able to come out to anybody either that I knew of. That's probably why he stayed overseas for a long time.
Yeah.
But
I want to say thank you to him for his kindness toward us both.
Yeah, and my bookcase that has so many of my Egyptology books actually came from his collection of furniture that he got from the time that he spent in Taiwan, because he taught French at the embassy school over there for a long time and picked up a lot of nifty stuff. I have quite a few things that came from his collection, especially over the last few years. But yeah, so we have to remember him too.
I couldn't forget anybody that had such a good influence on you.
Well, I wish it could have been more. But again, he was overseas for a long time, and I didn't get to know him that well, but especially because I've got books in French, they're Egyptology books, and I never got a chance to sit with him and translate any of them. And he actually apparently said, we'll just go use Google Translate. I'm like, oh, okay, dude, you have a degree in this, but
I want you to think about something.
Huh.
No matter how brief of a time you had with him, it was enough of a positive effect for you to shed tears of mourning. That means you may not have had that much time with him.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't a waste. So, more than that, celebrate that. Mourning is cause for celebration, whether you knew them for years or you only had them for an instant. If you made enough of a connection to love them, celebrate that.
Okay. Well, I guess with that in mind. I like the Eye of Horus. And offer cool waters from the table of Osiris, that their hearts may be refreshed. Parakeru ta henket kakao abdu sinachumerhat hutnibet nofret awabet oched nasharim and cow and achu punivu ma'acherunivu chernachra. Voice offering of bread, beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense oils, and all good and pure things on which a god lives.
And some wine. 1,000 wine.
Yeah,
Uncle
because
Chip drank wine.
Yes, he was the wino.
And 1,000 of bread and beer while I'm at it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all true of voice before the great God.
Well, French and wine goes hand in hand.
Yeah. Well, see, that was the funny thing, because you see, everyone in my father's family, from my grandparents' generation, and that's what he was my grandmother's younger brother, and everyone going back from that generation on spoke French, because in South Louisiana, everybody spoke French. That was, it was really in the mid 20th century that they finally succeeded in driving it out. Because they all got into trouble in school for speaking French to each other. And Darren's grandfather got held back from what was it, kindergarten or first grade?
Kindergarten and first grade.
Something like that. Yeah, because
he was actually beaten for it.
Yeah. They would punish them for speaking French.
Yeah.
And so that's why, with last names like ours, we don't. I speak and I understand. Je parle un peu de français parce que j'ai étudié dans l'élève pour 3 ans. I kept bumping the camera there. But I had to study French in high school because they wouldn't, speak it with me. Because they only spoke it with each other because they got in trouble if they did. Well, what's funny is my Uncle Chip was smart enough to say, "Well, I'll go and he got a master's in French."
So it's like fall over stupid.
Yeah. But you know what? It obviously served him well.
Yeah. He had the credentials to back the lifetime experience, and he didn't have to fight as hard because he was able to do something most of us can't.
What's that?
Use the gifts we're born with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And until I can get a doctorate in Egyptology, he was the most educated person in the family. So.
Did he have a PhD?
No, he had a master's, but I don't think anybody else has a master's. I have
That's
two.
Right, and I'm not counting his family. So.
Oh, well, I have 2 parallel degrees. I have a BA and a BFA.
Yeah.
And I'm a BMF besides. Haha.
Yes.
So. But yeah. So. But that's part of the reason why I'm trying to read articles in French for Egyptology, because if you want to study Egyptology, you've got to be able to read academic articles in French and in German. So the German's the part that I'm a little sketchy on. Yeah, so, but okay. We come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your Ka shall live. Truly your Anid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Anid says unto you, your word is law eternally. His fed is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. May we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. Okay. The next deity that I do artwork of, because I have something that I need to finish, painting in Photoshop and get it ready, because somebody asked me to do Anhur. But the next one is going to be Khnum. And Khnum had a couple of feasts kind of around this point in time, but we, don't have anything of him yet. And he's also one of those deities that it's hard to find good artwork of him. Good statues and stuff. They're either really expensive or kind of weird looking. So he's on my list. Yeah, but the least we can do is we can read, because somewhere around now was there's a festival, because Khnum was identified with Ra actually in certain places, and so in that, guys, down, I think it was down in Esna, there was a festival where actually he would be taken to a secret part of the temple and he would hide, and then Shu was supposed to defend him from his enemies. So I think that was one of those ones where there's the Feast of Taking Up the Club, and Herodotus wrote about that and said that there were people who would get into it and they would like beat each other, because it was part of the festival. And there's actually a parallel with something that was documented in among the surviving Mayans in Central America. They would do the same thing, and it was to bring the rains.
Oh.
And they beat each other pretty hard.
Are you talking about a festival for Khnum or for Anhur?
For Khnum. For Khnum.
Yeah, they do that for Anhur too.
Huh. Well, I said I will have some artwork of him. It's coming. I just gotta finish. Okay, hang on. IJK. Almost okay. Here we go. Wait. Just a second.
Must have loved treating bruises.
Here we are. All right, and this is actually from a hymn to Khnum from the temple at Esna. So. Hail to Khnum, the Ancient One, issued from Nun, Lord of the fields, great Khnum, who makes his domain in the meadow. Lord of gods and men, Lord of the war cry, mighty planner, great power of Egypt. Lord of life, wooer of women, to whom come gods and men as he bids. Ram, great of majesty, tall of plume, sharp of horn. Great lion, slayer of rebels. Crocodile king, mighty victor, who conquers as he wishes. Leader of herdsmen, who grasps the staff, smiting his attacker. Shu, strong of arm, his father's champion, slayer of rebels. Fighting ram who chases his foes. Herdsman of his followers. Multiformed one who changes shape at will. Khnum, who fashions as he wishes, who sets every man in his place.
Thinking about it, I seem to remember that Anhur and Shu get conflated sometimes.
Well, Anhur and can... Shu can kind of be identified with Anhur in some instances, with Horus the Elder in some instances. It's who is acting as the son of Ra in this context. Especially if you read the litany to Shu, and he says, I foretell Ra, and when he arises in the Akhet, I spread the fear of him to those who would seek him out. It almost sounds kind of like the later idea of the Metatron. Not to be confused with Megatron. And there's even a disambiguation page for that on Wikipedia, which I think is hilarious. No, really. I mean, imagine that.
I find that I can see where people would, but at the same time, I'm like, how?
Well, there's just one letter difference, Metatron and Megatron.
Does that mean there's going to be people confusing unicorn and Unicron?
I don't know, maybe. If look, people type sloppy into Google, okay? Which now I'm imagining, the Abrahamic God is going to send a message, and then Megatron shows up. Oh shoot, excuse me, wrong one.
Uh,
You mean
I was thinking like
this will
that.
be fun? No, never mind. Good night.
Yeah. There was a terrible mix-up in the ether. Yeah. But and I'm really sad that the comments are not that we're not able to see this, because I know some folks would have some really funny things to add in on that, and so we're just gonna have to catch up on it later, So, but yeah.
I bet you enjoyed that shirt. I'd never mean ducking.
Oh yeah. What's really funny with my autocorrect? It has no problem on my phone. It has no problem with curse words, but it will get me on like really innocuous things, or, of course, if I'm trying to type in a name of a deity, or some kind of pagan term or something like that, and autocorrect, flips its lid. I'm like, no, you will do this. Yeah, I'm sure there are lots of groups that want to go round and round with autocorrect, I'm sure. Or what's really awful is if I'm in Google Translate trying to use it to get things in French, and I have to, the autocorrect doesn't recognize French, and so I basically have to type in a lot of words twice. So it's really annoying, but
One convenient thing about it now, though, is some of the deities actually, sometimes it's not capitalized, but deity names are popping up in the autocorrect.
Yeah, because enough people are using them, it's like, oh, okay.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yes, maybe we're slowly changing the meta. But and now come to be the words of the Lord of all, being Ra himself. I am a tomb when I was alone. I came into being in noon. I am Ra in his rising, in the beginning ruling that which he has made. I am the great God who came into being himself. The waters, Nun, the father of the gods. And of course, when you hear anything come into being, in Egyptian, that's Keper or Kepri, or derivative thereof. So it's technically a pun. What does it mean? It is Ra who created the names of his limbs. They have come into being as the gods in Ra's suite. I am unopposed among the gods. I am yesterday. I know tomorrow. What does it mean? Yesterday is Osiris. Tomorrow is Ra. On that day of destroying the wicked foes of the Lord of all, and of crowning his son Horus. I made the battleground of the gods as Osiris, Lord of the Western Desert, commanded. I know the great God who is in it. I am the great phoenix who is in Unu. I am the overseer of that which exists. What does it mean? It is Osiris. Otherwise said, that which exists is his body. Otherwise said, it is eternal renewal and everlastingness, which would be Nechech and Jed. Those are two forms of time, cyclical and ongoing. Eternal renewal is the day, everlastingness is the night. I am Min in his going forth. I have placed the dual plumes upon my head. I am the great cat who split the Ished on its side in Unu, on that night of war, of destroying all of the rebels on that day on which were destroyed the wicked foes of the Lord of all. What does it mean? That great cat who split the Ished on its side in Unu is Ra himself, called Cat, when Sia said of him, how like him by what he has done, and his name became Cat. Of course, being Mew. Wrongdoing is overthrown, evil is destroyed. I have seen Ra born of the hindquarters of the great flood. If he is well, then I am well, and vice versa. Okay. Let's see if I happen to have these notes. For a second, I'm reading. This is actually from my notes. And another shout out to our folks from Arkansas Pagan Pride. because they gave me this wonderful book, and so this has lots of cool notes in it now. And so we give praise to Sekhmet the Great, great of plans, of many faces, mistress of Karnak, mistress of the ways, mistress of offerings, sweet of life. Hail, O Sekhmet, who commands the east, mistress of the thrones of the two lands, mistress of what is, the courageous one, mistress of thrones, mistress of high noon, mistress of fear. Hail, O Sekhmet, goodly of reunions, the reconciler, mistress of the frontiers, queen who is at the top of her pillar. Hail unto you, a mistress of bread, the great one, beloved of her Lord. And one last one for Inanna. And of course, May is something. It's a concept. It's not the same as Ma'at, but it's like a principle of life and of civilization. You know, so anything that is like a constant that is a, you know, it's a thing. It's one of the Mays. So, Lady of all the Mays, resplendent light, righteous woman clothed in radiance, mistress of heaven, deep-hearted, good woman with radiant heart, we shall enumerate your Mays for you. Be it known that you are lofty as the heavens. Be it known that you are broad as the earth. Be it known that your gaze is terrible. Be it known that you have flashing eyes. Be it known that you are unshakable and unyielding. Be it known that you always stand triumphant. Most precious lady, beloved of An, your holy heart is great. May it be assuaged on our behalf. Yes, and again, I know we had some prayer requests. Folks that are needing life, health, prosperity,
love.
Yes, love.
Stability.
Yeah, we have people who. Oh yeah, and Rebecca Vandergat was saying that she has a former boss, and like this is a good kind of former boss, who is actually undergoing a double mastectomy.
Well, prayers for her.
Yeah. So and of course and another person in the Facebook group just separated from her husband.
Prayers for both of them.
Yeah. And so I know.
May healing go forth.
Yeah. May it lead to better things.
Yes.
So I'll read a prayer for everyone. Hear us, O Ra, great Lord of Yunu, and place your arms of blessing around those who are tuning in, and those who have asked for prayers.
Those who cannot ask directly. Yes,
those who can't ask directly right now because our chat is off. Let them rejoice in your bounty, and their hearts take joy in your kindness. Tell Neet and Upwut to open their ways for them, and may you protect them with your strong arm of compassion. For you are the All-Lord, the Lord of Ma'at. Holy and splendid is your name. Khepri at dawn, Atum at dusk, Ra Haraketi as you rule the nine. Tell you what, I'm going to peek over real quick and see if there's anybody else who's posted anything on Facebook at the very least. If I can just get some tuning in from somebody. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's a good thing. Because Lauren just said you want me to call on audio. Do you?
Let me go get my phone. Tell her I'm gonna go. Oh shit, my phone's dying.
Oh man. Okay. Kemetic.
Do you have a USB-C charger in here?
Yeah, I do. But here's the thing. I've got like a bunch of things already plugged into the USB ports right now. So I don't know if we can do that. popped over. But I'm looking at my text chats right now, and
Hit the keyboard. I'm gonna go at least plug mine into charge.
okay, yeah. Okay.
See, it's not just our house.
In the middle of the street.
Oh, let me see if I can do something here. Log in. All right. Wait. Oh, duh, it kind of needs that. Y'all bear with me just a second here. I'm gonna write this down where I can see it. Maybe. Oh, here we go. Okay, hold on. All right, let's see if this will work. Okay. All right, so those of you that are on Discord, I pulled up the window on the computer. So I'm going to look over and see if you guys have got some things for me. And I'm seeing some really pretty pictures of some jewelry that people have done. Dracona Rose, that is a gorgeous collar. And the necklace, that's some really nice stuff. Scrolling through, here we go. All right. And I see some folks on here. Okay, if you've got some requests or something and you happen to be on Discord, just give me a shout out on that. And we'll get the rest of this figured out. Promise. But in the interim, did you want a fortune, Yamanu, or?
Yes.
Alrighty. So we can at least do that.
This is for Shannon, actually.
Alrighty. Okay, well, we'll pull a fortune for Shannon. May it bring good tidings. Oh, wow. This occasionally happens. Check this out. There is no fortune inside of this cookie. So you know what? The future is whatever she makes it.
Okay.
Yes. Think Linda Hamilton carving no fate on the picnic table. There's no fate but what you make for yourself. So, and actually, it's funny. I got that yesterday. We went to a Chinese place, and that's what I got. I opened up the fortune cookie, and it's like, oh, nothing here. So, yeah, it happens sometimes. Huh?
I guess you're both on the same boat then.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I see Almanac celery and Dracona rose, and yeah. Okay. And maybe a prayer to Nebuchadnezzar for all the blessed Aku. Okay. And prayer request to Jehuti for my for luck on my SAT tomorrow. Oh yeah. Absolutely. I've taken that a time or two. So, Jehuti, great Lord of wisdom and study, please give Dracona all the clarity and insight and recall to pass with flying colors on the SAT. Dispel their nervousness. And you got this. So. Hail and praise unto you, O Jehuti, thrice great God, the son of Ra, Lord of Kamenu, wise one in Yenu. You report to Ra every morning. Messenger of humankind, you know people by their speech and judge them by their deeds. Those true of voice before us, sir, their names are in your list. The Aeneid gives you praise as you guide the bark of millions, as you cast out the evil one, as you change strife into peace. You know all secrets, all books, all deeds, the fleeting moment, the hour of night. No report to Ra is forgotten. Your words endure for eternity. Friend of the people, wise and impartial, great one, Lord of Ma'at. And unfortunately, it's very difficult to find things for Nebuchadnezzar. The most that I have, which I did put in my book, is an invocation to her as one of the four noble ladies. And so, and it goes, in the name of the four noble ladies, this is to, encircle a house, or, a bed if you needed protection as you were sleeping. Their flame is in their mouths, and their fire goes before them to chase away any male enemy, any female enemy, any male dead, any female dead, any demons who seek to enter. They shall not enter in the day, they shall not enter in the night. They shall not enter at any time. They shall be turned back by the four noble ladies, whose flame is in their mouths and whose fire goes before them. Actually, sometimes the spells say behind them, which that kind of puts a different vision entirely in my head, but something like that. But I noticed I also had some requests. Let's see, celery and let's see. Okay, and so Alejandra has some prayer requests for blessing for my friend who had her birthday a few days ago, and my two dogs in recovery. They've been dealing with health issues lately. I'm glad they're in recovery. And just for Ivy, I'd like to know if I'm on the right path. Also, wishes for my lovely roommate, birthday, prayers and blessings. Absolutely. Yes, don't worry, Orex. You did not miss anything. So, yeah, it's just that the chat is screwed up right now. Okay, so request for better control. Okay. Let me go through the divinations because I see Amanok first, then celery, and then the ones for one for Alejandro, or for your friend Ivy. Okay. All right. Amanok, this one is for you. Mighty forces will come to your aid. Amanok, I think that's pretty straightforward. Hang in there. Help is on the way. And for celery. You know what? That one just called out to you. And to me. For you. And celery. Yours says, indulge yourself, but with moderation. So don't think that that's also pretty straightforward. Enjoy yourself, but don't go too far. Whatever it is, like the Buddha said. And okay, and yeah. So this one for Ivy. Like to know if I'm on the right path. And Oryx. Okay. So let's do Ivy and then Oryx. Yeah. Okay. Ivy, yours says, in the ocean of knowledge, only those who want to learn will see the land. Only those who want to learn will see the land. So I suspect that will make some sense. Yeah, that's a message that's just for you. But okay, Oriax is next, and Oriax. Here we go. All right, Oriax, it says, music is the divine way to tell beautiful, poetic things to the heart. So I guess if you're wondering about about something, um the right kind of music, and I have to say, I'll it's funny. I listen to techno. Darren picks on me a little bit for it sometimes, or at least he did until I turned him on to Paul Van Dyke's live streams. But one of the things I like about it is that's where I kind of get into a zone, and it's almost like that altered state of consciousness, and you can like just think of things. So maybe you've got something that kind of gets you in that right space, and that may be somebody's way of reaching you. So
your muse, so to speak.
Well, I think muse is music. It all comes from the same root. So music is the divine way to tell beautiful, poetic things to the heart. So somebody may be trying to speak to you through music. So, okay. Sarana's request, prayers of thanks to Asset, Hathor, Bess, and Tauret. My son turned 1 year old this week. All right. Congratulations. Yay. Let us definitely take a kiss from. Yes. Thanks to all of the great mothers, who guard children and have looked after Sarana and her little one. Happy birthday to him, and many more. So, and let's see. Okay, very good. And now is it that the chat is just not showing up on my end, but you guys are able to post things, or what? Because it's like I said, I have no idea what in the world is going on over here, but at least we're able to get some of this figured out. Okay, so the chat is functioning on YouTube. It's just that I'm not seeing it. Oh wow, yeah. And that's the thing. I do not know how it closed, but we'll have to figure it out later. Yes, I don't want to hold up the show, but alrighty. Ask for a question. We'll paste them over here. So, yes, all messages are visible. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, like I said, at least we have a kind of a back door to do that. So, okay, try to refresh the page. Top chat, live chat. Wait a minute. Hang on. Let me see. All right, now, so if it goes weird, it's because I'm hitting refresh. So the information you entered may not be. Hang on. You know what? Like I said, I don't want to screw with that, because there have been times when I have tried to get it to do something, and it just like freezes up, and I have to spend like an hour trying to get back to the stream page to tell it, okay, stop streaming. So we'll just have to roll with it. But like I said, I can look over here on the general chat, and If anybody else has got, some more requests, just let me know. And I noticed that there was a request for, for mental health, which, I think lots of folks have been, dealing with that. And I definitely wanted to make sure that we, say a prayer. For some reason, it seems like Anubis is someone to. I guess he's kind of like waving at us or something, saying, talk to me. And so. Pull up something. There we go. Hail and praise unto you, O Anapu, great God upon your mountain, master of secrets in Duat, ruler of the west, fair son of Osiris. Great physician who heals, your seal is our protection. Crown prince of the Aeneid, keen-faced among the gods, you stand at Osur's side. You serve the blessed dead, they live because of you. And may you please give comfort and guidance to those who are struggling, who maybe are in dark places right now and aren't sure what to think or what to do next. As that keen-faced jackal who knows the secrets, who sees the shadows, may you guide people who've lost their way and help them to find the light. In this case, the light of sunrise, the light of the sunchild of happiness and peace, and help them to continue their day in the sun, especially when it's not time for them to go west with you yet. So. Well, Boo, did you find?
Make sure I plugged in. That's all I could do.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Huh, that's an interesting idea. Maybe try the open up the stream and view it. Okay. I'll try that and see if it works. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah. Ha ha ha. And yeah, okay, so Ronnie just said blame it on Mercury retrograde. Yeah. Yeah.
Blame it on retrograde. Yeah.
What did you do? Okay, yeah.
And Mercury is considered associated with Thoth.
Actually, no. From what I've read, and this is one of those things that it's in like a couple of places. It's almost a footnote that because Egyptologists don't think that this is going to be important to people, but it is. But Mercury seems to be associated with Set in Egyptian view. A lot of the other planets like Venus and Jupiter were seen as different aspects of Horus, because Horus had a lot of different aspects. Horus the eyeless, Horus looking forward, different aspects of him. But Mercury was associated with Set. So
when you were talking about the Hellenistic world,
mm-hmm.
that's whenever you're looking at Hermes Trismegistus.
Yeah, Hermes Trismegistus. Yeah. Well, in that respect, but if you're talking about Pharaonic period before the influence of the Greeks, Mercury seemed to be associated with Set, which oddly, when you're talking about Mercury retrograde, that seems to somehow figure. It's like that's when
it does figure because bad luck type thing.
Yeah, well, it's like this is when Set's in his naughty phase. I don't know. Now, actually, there is a feast of Set coming up. June 16th is a feast of Set, and so on the 18th will be, it'll be all about Set.
Yeah.
And on the 17th, It'll be Amazon Prime Day.
No. That's on the solstice, 20th, 21st.
Not according to the website. I was on it today.
Did they change it again?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, if you picked up a copy of USA Today for this weekend, it's a joke.
But get it, look at it, keep it, and watch how many NFXers jump all over it.
Oh God, or something. Yeah, because I saw it in the grocery store today, and I was like, this has got to be some kind of a joke. And it took a couple of different queries on Google to figure it out. But yeah, it's advertising a new series on Netflix. But yeah,
And this is why we can't use stem cells and
yeah. If somebody cites that as evidence for something, then they didn't read the small print that said it's an advertisement. So yeah.
Essentially, clickbait newspaper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
I have a prayer request
Okay.
for my foster kids.
Oh, did you hear from them or about them?
No,
Oh.
I haven't. But it's just one of those feelings that a parent can't shake in their gut.
Okay.
I don't know where they are.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard from them in 28 years. I miss them.
Mm-hmm.
And I worry about them.
Mm-hmm.
They've only been through 2 hurricanes and 3 floods in 365 days.
Yeah, and hurricane season has just started officially, so tell you what, for one more thing we can read for everyone who needs it. Oh, speaking of the litany of Shu. Here we go. That Shu, as the son of Ra, not Megatron.
Like he needs a bigger ego boost.
Oh goodness. Yeah, well, yeah, he's already our photobomber. But I'm going to have to draw a cartoon of that. But may Shu protect those that we think of and that we can't see, but that are still in the sunlight with us. I am he who foretells Ra when he ascends from the Akhet. I put the fear of him into whomever seeks out his name. I am the one among the Heh gods who hears their words. I dispatch the word of the self-created to the multitudes. I am the one who captains the Sunbark and its crew. I am stronger and more raging than all the Aenids. I show splendor in accordance with my nature. I speak, and the Aenids are silent. I am he whose shape was exhaled, whom this august god created, who strews the sky with his beauty, whose name the gods do not know, the one whom the sun folks serve. Shu is the one whom Atum fashioned. His robe is the air of life. A cry for him went forth from the mouth of Atum. The air opened upon his ways. He makes the sky light after darkness. His pleasing color is the breath of Atum. Storm clouds in the sky are his efflux. Hailstorms in the dusk are his sweat. The length of the sky is his stride. The width of the earth are his settlements. All living things upon the back of Geb. By Atum's command does Shu govern them. His life is in their nostrils. He guides breath into their throats. And may he look after those that we love that may be far away. Okay. Actually, you know, that suggestion about opening up another window was brilliant, because that actually worked. Yeah, so I can actually see what's going on.
Yay!
Yeah. Yay. So.
It's fucked up, and you helped.
Yeah. Well, I like being able to blame it on Mercury retrograde.
It's weird. It's like Here, let me step outside to look inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is. Yeah, but well, what's funny is speaking of former coworkers, Darren has a former coworker that's really big into stuff like that, and he's the one that like dragged us to. Oh, I say he dragged us. He encouraged us to come with him to Dallas. There was an Indian guru who was there, and that was kind of a weird thing. Imagine like a DMV like line to get a blessing from somebody. That's really weird. But anyway, he's in all that stuff, and anytime Mercury retrograde happens, that's like he
blames everything on Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
I gained 3 pounds because I misunderstood my diet instructions. I overslept and thought about masturbating and didn't do it because of Mercury retrograde.
Just say what?
It seemed like a little excessive.
A little bit, yeah. Of course, it's to the point now where when we, when I read, Mercury retrograde, well, I guess we better tell Brian, And I think you were like, no,
Brian knows before we do.
Yeah.
Brian feels it coming months ahead of time.
Yeah.
And he's been in that cycle for months.
Yeah.
Mercury retrograde hadn't stopped for that dude in 4 years.
Well, we love him. There's, some people you love them. They're crazy as a bed bug, but you love them anyway. So
I think there's a burnt spot on his lawn that just says retrograde.
Well, what's really sad about that is I'm sitting there thinking, I bet I know where it would be too, because he's always complaining about that spot.
Crazy as a weasel with a laser pointer.
Yeah, but those are the friends that keep life interesting. So. Alrighty, guys. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and try and close this down so we don't run too long. But like I said, I'm really glad we were able to catch everybody, and so we'll get it set back up. I think the Mercury retrograde is supposed to last until, was it later this month or was it in July? I think early July. Or they were saying like the
could be a communication mix up. I'd look it up. I really would.
Yeah, well.
And then I'd check in another window just to make sure.
Well, and see, the other thing is, because you Google this stuff and then you find interesting articles. And so I think I was laying in bed the other night and it was like 3:00 in the morning or later. And so I said, okay, I pulled it up and the article I was reading was saying that because it's going retrograde in Gemini, that means it's going to be like more intensive or something like that. Okay. Yeah, so our chat doesn't show up in the window. But either way, well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Like I said, next weekend we will be honoring Mut and Aset, and then after that we will honor Set, and we'll start getting closer and closer to Egyptian New Year. That's going to be in another month and a half. So
then we can say hello to another year with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
And one thing I need to do is we need to get some HDMI cables so that we can set up the other camera. So instead of using the webcam, we can actually use the.
I've got some HDMI cables in the.
Okay. Well, that's that may be one of our technical things, because on weekends what happens is most of the time our Padawan comes over and we're either taping something or working on some models for y'all or things like that. And I may put y'all to work. We'll look for HDMI cables and see what we can do with that.
Okay, I mean, I know where they are.
Okay.
I'm a genius. I know where everything is.
I will remember you said that. You don't think about anything you say can and will be used.
Hey, it's Mercury retrograde. You might have misunderstood.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be here all week.
If you want us to stop, please donate to our Patreon page. If you want us to keep going, please donate to our Patreon page.
Well, I am hoping to start a few videos on my other channel, so you may see a few updates of for things regarding collectibles and toys, and hopefully a little bit about drawing. But that's going to be as the summer goes on. So
yeah,
we'll keep you guys posted. So in the meantime, hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Unu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great in need, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Geb, the earth's Ba, endures. As the name of Nut, in the shrine of Shenit in Unu, endures. As the name of Osir, Kentiamentiu, endures. As the name of Aset in Nicheru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pe endures. As the name of Wajit in Depth endures. As the name of Jehuti in Chemenu endures. As the name of Ra in the Akhet endures, likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Sekhmet, O Yunechiru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra. May you go forth in peace, O Sekhmet, O Yunechiru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Okay. Well, now I get multiple windows to close down. So,
bye, everybody.
okay. Well, okay, yeah. Usually I will type out a little message at the end and tell everyone, thanks for tuning in, see you next week, and so forth. I can't. Oh wait, hang on. Slow mode is on. Hold on. I think I just found it. Oh, watch out. Thank you so. Hang on. Letting you type. Yes, and Serrano's saying I'll remember to pay tribute to Set before Mercury retrograde. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty, guys. We will see you soon.